Welcome to this tutorial, where you'll see how to quickly verify your signer's identity using Dropbox Sign's eID solution. When someone signs a document digitally, you need to verify that that person is who they say they are to avoid fraud and legal issues. Dropbox Sign eID does this by requiring the signer to perform an identity check before they can sign the document. To integrate eID verification with a document signing workflow, you'd typically need to build integrations with two separate APIs, one for document signing and one for eID verification. Dropbox Sign simplifies this process by putting both under one umbrella. All you have to do is pass a single parameter to the API call, and Dropbox Sign handles the rest. The process roughly looks like this. First, you enable eID verification when you create the signature request. Then, the document is sent to the signer. During signing, the signer is asked to verify their identity. The signer selects their country, and Dropbox Sign chooses an eID verification method based on that country. The eID verification process quickly verifies your signer's identity and obtains eIDAS-compliant electronic signatures. However, the process varies based on the country the signer is in. More about this later. Once the eID is verified, the document is successfully signed. To follow along, you'll need the latest version of Node.js installed on your system and a premium per-request Dropbox Sign account. eID verification is not available in test mode, so if you don't have a premium account with eID enabled, keep watching and I'll show you how everything works. To start, I'll sign into my Dropbox Sign account and click on the user avatar in the top right corner of the dashboard and select Admin Console. Then, I'll navigate to Settings and click on Signature Requests. In the Signature Request Options sections, I'll turn on eID. I'll be asked to confirm my decision. Once I do, I'll save the settings before proceeding. Next, I need to obtain an API key so that my app can communicate with Dropbox Sign. To do this, I'll click on API on the left sidebar of the Dropbox Sign dashboard, and then I'll click on Generate Key. I'll give the key a name, and then click on Generate Key again. I'll copy this key and store it in a safe place for later. Now it's time to create the application. For simplicity, a starter app has been created using Next.js on GitHub. You can find a link to this repo in the video description below. I need to clone the starter branch of this repository, which acts as the starting point for this tutorial. I'll run this git clone command and wait for the cloning to finish. When it's finished, I'll navigate into the project directory and run npm install to install the dependencies. In components/create signature request form.jsx, there is a form that lets me upload a document and create a signature request. Right now, the backend code is incomplete, so the form does nothing. Pay special attention to the onSubmit method. It extracts the values from the form and makes a post request to /API/signature-request. Now it's time to write the handler for this API route. I'll start by creating a file named .env in the root of the project where I store the API key. I'll use this DS API key as the variable name and paste the API key I copied earlier. Inside the Pages directory, I'll create a new API/signature-request directory and an index.js file inside the newly created directory. This file is responsible for taking the contents of the form and making requests to the Dropbox Sign API. First, I'll import the necessary modules. I'm using the Formidable library to make handling forms and file uploads easier. I'll also turn off Body Parser, as it will interfere with Formidable. I'll define a handler function, which will be executed whenever a request is made to this API route. Inside the handler function, I'll make sure it only responds to post requests. Remember that you can copy all the code snippets used in this video from the repository linked in the description below. Now, I need to parse the submitted form and extract the fields. I'll paste this code, which ensures that all necessary fields and attached files are present in the submitted form. Before proceeding, I'll install the Dropbox Sign Node SDK by running npm install @dropbox/sign. Then, I need to configure an instance of the signature request API class from the Dropbox Sign SDK. which is responsible for making the request to the Dropbox Sign SDK. I'll instantiate an object of the Signature Request API class, and then I'll configure the options for the signature request. Here, I'm setting the title, subject, and message of the signature request using the form content. The Signers option sets the name and email ID of the signer. An email notification is sent to the signer at this email address. Keep in mind that if you're enabling eID, you're not allowed to have more than one signer. The Files option attaches the document that needs to be signed, and the Signing Options option specifies how the signer can sign the document. In this case, I'm allowing drawing, typing, and uploading of the signature, as well as mobile signatures. The final parameter, eID, is the one that tells Dropbox Sign that the signer must verify their identity using eID before they can sign the document. If you're using the Dropbox Sign API directly, this parameter is named is_eID. Finally, I'll make the request. And that's all you need to enable and integrate eID verification. Now, let's test the setup. I'll start the server by running npm run dev. I'll open HTTP localhost 3000 in my browser. Then I'll fill in the fields, attach a document, and click on Submit. I'll now receive an email asking me to sign the document. When I open the document and click on Review and Sign, I'll be taken to a preview of the document. There will be a new page at the end where I have the option to add a signature. When I select Click to Sign, I'm given the option to draw, type, or upload a signature. When I've signed the document, I click on Continue. I'll then receive a confirmation dialog for starting eID. When I click on Continue, the eID verification begins. For security reasons, I won't be showing the eID verification process here, as government-issued IDs are often needed. But the user would simply choose the country and method of verification, and then follow the prompts. Once verification is finished, the signature is complete. One thing to note here is that different countries use different eID frameworks. Dropbox Sign helps you handle these differences by partnering with qualified trust service providers in different countries. The eID solution from Dropbox Sign ensures secure and fast identity verification, meeting all 3 levels of eIDAS certifications and supporting international and regional e-signature standards. And that's it. If you want to learn more about eID, be sure to visit our documentation linked in the video description. Happy coding!